If you're a content creator, business owner, artist, or thought leader, you may have heard of this idea of finding your unfair advantage. But what does that even mean? And how can you find it? That's what we're going to look at now. Now, there's a book called The Unfair Advantage by Ali Ash and Hasan Kubba. I'm linking to that right below this video. It details how you can find your unfair advantage. However, I'm actually putting my own spin on it in this video because I think there's one component that's very crucial, especially for content creators, to add to their system. So according to Ali and Kubba, there are 5 things that make us stand out. Let's just have a look at them. First of all, there's money, there's intelligence and insight, there's luck, there's education and skills, and status. Now, you may think some of these are immutable, that you can't change them, but that is actually, according to the authors, not true. So let's just start with the first one, money. Well, if you don't have money, you don't have money. You can, of course, try to make money, but there is a sense in which you not having money can actually give you a unique competitive advantage. For instance, if you don't have money, you're much more inclined to run a lean operation, to keep expenses down, and to just be more frugal. And that's the key here. Getting in the habit of stretching your money more will also give you a competitive advantage. This actually reminded me of a couple years ago when I had a gig at Snapchat here in Los Angeles. They had just opened. And I remember thinking, man, they're really spending their money with such no care at all, right? But on some level, it was just so obvious to me that this is really not necessary. But if you are in the habit of minimizing your expenses and relying on creative solutions, running a bootstrapped operation essentially, you will in many cases, if not most, beat a competitor who spends money like there's no tomorrow. And that will actually give you an unfair advantage. Okay, intelligence and insight. If you have intelligence and insight, that will enable you to solve problems quicker than your competitors. But more importantly, you have the ability to solve a problem that was otherwise overlooked. Just think about it. No one can solve a problem that they're not aware of. Now, you may not be able to train your intelligence per se. That's a whole debate for another time. But you can definitely train your ability, get into the habit of noticing issues. And I'm not talking about a negativity mindset here. I am really just talking about noticing issues that need to be fixed and fixing them, which will improve the system as a whole, which will, in this case, be your YouTube channel and or your business. Luck. Now, this is the one that seems the most counterintuitive. You can't change your luck, can you? Here's the thing. People who see themselves as lucky interpret more events as unforeseen opportunities. Essentially, you're just more likely to talk to strangers. And also, if you're constantly in this mindset that, oh, this stranger may be telling me something that presents a new opportunity, well, you will, all else equal, attract more opportunities. Just compare these two people. There's a person who thinks they're chronically unlucky. There's a person who thinks they're always lucky, right? Which will stumble into more opportunities. My friend and I always joke about gratitude journals, but this is actually a relatively strong argument in favor of gratitude journals. Here's a great metaphor from the book. Now imagine you hold 2 dice in your hand. In order to win, you need to throw a double 6. That's obviously hard. The odds are against you on each separate try, but with the right mindset, you have literally an infinite amount of throws. And if you have an infinite amount of throws, the odds imply not only that you will eventually hit a double 6, but that you'll do it multiple times. Again, compare these two mindsets. Someone who thinks they're always unlucky, someone who thinks they're always lucky, looking for opportunities. All else equal, that person will just throw the dice many, many more times. The odds of that person hitting a double 6 is very, very close to 100%. So if you have this lucky mindset and a willingness to take action, you can effectively make luck another unfair advantage. Okay, education and skills. Get so good that they can't ignore you. You've probably heard this before. How do you do that? Well, one thing you can do is you can develop a highly specialized skill. However, even though a highly specialized skill per definition isn't something a lot of people have, how about combining a highly specialized skill with another highly specialized skill? Now you're increasing the pool of people with this specific skill set to something very close to 0. which essentially means you're placing yourself in a completely unique position, and that gives you another unfair advantage. Status. If you utilize your skills to help people, you will inevitably build status over time, which is yet another unfair advantage. Okay, in order to find and or trigger your unfair advantages, ask yourself these 4 questions. How does my unique experience of education and experience make me stand out? And how can I make that even stronger? Number 2, how can I be more lucky? Where can I go to increase my opportunity of encountering more opportunities? How can I increase my luck, essentially? Where am I seeing problems that others don't? And how can I be even more resourceful in helping other people, in being more lucky, and in improving my skills? Now, as a content creator, I think you should add one more very important thing to this list. Ask yourself who you are as a person. What are your personality traits? What do you always think about? How do you think? What quirks do you have? I'm saying this because it directly relates to this idea of your personal brand. Just did a video on that. Check it, link up here if you want to see that. Let's say you want to be a health or fitness instructor as a content creator, but you're overweight, so most people would think, well, I can't do that. That is probably not true. I would personally much rather take advice from someone who's on a journey that resembles my own journey. So for instance, I have type 1 diabetes, and sometimes I seek out advice about when to take insulin, how to dosage it, and new glucose monitors, and a lot of other stuff. Now, would I rather take advice from someone who has themselves type 1 diabetes or from someone who doesn't? Now, okay, granted, maybe if they're a doctor, but my intuition would always be to seek information from someone who has an experience similar to my own. So why is that different with a fitness or weight loss instructor? I don't think it is. Here's another silly example, but let's say you want to be an Instagram model, or you're in fashion and run a YouTube channel on that. Now, if you're extremely clumsy, you fall on the runway, or you get hurt doing a photo shoot or something like that, it's unique, it's funny, it's attractive, it's alluring, and no one else does that. So of course I'm saying lean into your strengths, use them as best you can, but also embrace your weaknesses. This will make you authentic, which is probably the biggest strength you can have as a content creator or an influencer, if you will, because people are just repelled by fakeness. I actually just did a video on how to increase your authenticity. Check the link up here if you want to see that. In fact, if you're ready to take your content creation to the next level, turn it into a profitable business with multiple income streams, design your personal brand, and create your core products and learn how to sell them, I would urge you to take my course. Link for that below as well. If you're interested in this type of content, which is essentially a psychological perspective on content creation, please subscribe to this channel. Otherwise, have a fabulous life.